Well, ladies and gentlemen, in today's video, I will be discussing 5 things I would like to see in The Last of Us Part 2. There's a lot of mysteries left over from the original Last of Us game, and there's other things we've gotten based on the trailers and stuff that I would like to see answered. So let me know down below in the comments. I kind of did something similar to this with the secrets, but these are just 5 things I think the game needs off the bat. Leave a comment. What are some things you'd like to be answered / mentioned in The Last of Us Part 2? And please go vote down below in the description before I start the video. There's a poll. Highly likely we're going to be really ramping up videos here with my spring break and us getting about 80 days away now until release. Remember, May 29th is the release date. Thanks again for watching, everyone, and let's get straight into the video.
Which horse do we have?
We jump!
No, it's too high and you can't swim. I'll boost you up, you run past him.
You keep me afloat!
Ellie!
No time to argue!
Ellie! God damn it! Ah!
So, number 1, probably the biggest thing a lot of people want in this game, and definitely something I want to see, is I want to see Ellie be able to swim. Something very simple that, again, Joel had said in the original game that he was going to teach her how to swim and all that, and we know, based on this right here, that The Last of Us Part 2 is a 5-year time skip from the original game. So in those 5 years at Jackson, the community, has Joel or somebody else taught Ellie how to swim? Considering in Last of Us Part 2 thus far, we've had several major areas surrounded with water. We've seen Ellie again hinting that maybe she does not know how to swim still. She is on a boat through the water, hinting maybe she still does not know how to swim, or she's just traversing through the water faster, so we can't really, again, take 100% confirmation from that image. We know this game's going to be massive, and definitely, again, is Ellie going to have to traverse without going through the water? We've seen images like this. This is kind of like the scale. There's going to be a bunch of different areas in this game, and I think just for the simplicity of the game, making it easier, I think they got to have Ellie be able to swim, right? If we're going to be going into a bunch of different areas, some included even with water. Because it reminds me of Red Dead 1 with John Marston, where we wouldn't be able to jump in the water. We jump in the water, we're dead, you know? One of my favorite things with the original Last of Us was its upgrade system. All the different little perks you could get and the little weapon attachments, it was expansive. But now that we're, 7 years since the original, we're on a new, again, PS4, the original Last of Us launched on the PS3, I expect a huge expansive upgrade system. More weapons, more items, and many new perks. What we have gotten already was from the original gameplay of The Last of Us 2, and we saw a little bit into this upgrade system and how more expansive it's going to be. With Ellie actually, it shows her editing her guns while she's doing this, adding attachments. And we're going to probably see this again with supplements coming back and tools. I can't wait, guys. I'm so excited to see what they have in store for us. But we've seen stuff like suppressors. I really can imagine maybe some new snipers, some new pistols, some new shotguns. Oh, it's going to be fun. I cannot wait to see what they have in store for us. But I do expect, again, a lot of the old guns from the original Last of Us to come back, but we're going to get a couple new ones on top of it.
Did I ruin your punchline?
No. Maybe. Fuck you.
Sorry.
At my number 3 spot, I would like multiple playable characters, and I believe this will happen. I don't know how many we're going to get. We know Ellie's guaranteed, especially with Joel being a major part. I talked about this in my last video, where I do believe Joel is going to have a playable section or 2 in The Last of Us Part 2. If Dina, again, is with us, majority of the story, looks like she is missing at some point, but maybe she will be playable as well. And then we also have the Mystery Woman, which I believe we are going to either play as or run into a major part away. So I could see potentially 4 characters we could play as. Realistically, though, it's probably just going to be Ellie and some other character. I believe Ellie will get captured at some point in the story, and we will get a section with Joel. Something maybe similar to the first Last of Us, where Ellie was, you know, captured fighting Dave and all that, and Joel had to come to the rescue. So basically, just picture this as a swap of the roles. Joel really hasn't been playable the whole game, and we get a section just with him. I would love to see it. Or maybe we get it with the mystery woman, or even potentially Dina. One of those three characters, mark my words, by the time the game ends, will have been playable at some point in the game. Let me know, out of those three that I mentioned, other than Ellie, who would you like to be able to play as? I'm assuming most of y'all would say Joel, though. Now, we were introduced to several groups in The Last of Us Part 2. So far, what we've gotten the Seraphites, who are shown here. We've seen them in the gameplay before. They are described by one of the co-directors as a follower of the angels from the most elite ranks of heaven in the Abrahamic faith, also known as the Seraphim. Not only are the Seraphites a cruel and fanatical faith group, they believe they are doing good, but they also communicate with their own eerie lingo and whistles so that outsiders do not know what they are communicating. They also refer to Ellie as the wolf. And there is a major significance behind this, as Kurt said there will be depth and meaning behind that, why they call her wolf. Maybe Ellie's targeted as this main villain to them, or some kind of baddie, and that's their name for her. And this confirms that this gameplay we got, this wasn't the first time Ellie ran into the Seraphites. This has been probably a long fight between them at this point. Now let's go through the wolf comment really quick.
Wolf! Whoa!
Yes! Yes!
And that's confirmation that the wolf is going to have a significant meaning, Ellie's name that they have for her. The other group we have is known as the WLF. They are known as the Western Liberation Front and will be the main human antagonist in The Last of Us Part 2, or at least one of them. They are a militant, xenophobic group that has taken over Seattle, and it explains that they are not too friendly to outsiders and they only want their own. In the gameplay demo, we found out they're tracking a human runaway male. Could be either Joel or Tommy. I'm not certain who it is. I believe it's Joel. And we find out, again, this could be early on in this route of revenge, but Ellie's going to run right into Joel a little bit after this scene. So it really gets to the picture of that they're hunting the WLF. Maybe they captured Dina. Maybe they're the ones that killed Dina, burned Jackson to the ground, all this sort of stuff that I'm predicting. But I believe each group will have a main villain, and that will, again, separate two main villains. We could have a bunch of groups fighting each other by the end of this game. Maybe the WL, Seraphites, the Comedian Jackson. We could have another even group, and there could be some big war at the end of this game. I don't know if that's likely, but wouldn't that be something if we had just a bunch of groups go at it at the end of the game? That would be... I would be down for that.
It's not as smart as I thought she was. What? Fucker. Seriously, you gotta take that kid back to where you found her.
I can't just take her back.
Then send her packing, let her find her own way. Look, let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, I had somebody that I cared about. A partner. Somebody I had to look after. And in this world, that sort of shit's good for one thing. Getting you killed.
So at my number 5 spot, I picked returning characters. We've already got a couple coming back, but we've seen again, we've from Joel to Ellie to Tommy, probably gonna get Maria. I'd like to see some more characters like Bill, maybe flashbacks with Riley or Tess, and again, some other minor characters. Not many could return, considering that so many died in the original game, but having some of them come back, maybe even as nightmares to either Joel or Ellie, would be a very, very cool idea. And again, a lot of you guys in the comments have left me the idea that you want to see Bill back. I really, again, if there's one character I want back, it's Bill. That hasn't been revealed yet. I believe he has a great shot of coming back, considering the fact that this man's a survivor. But let me know down below in the comments, what character would you like to see return that has not been confirmed yet? And there's a lot of possibilities. We've actually talked about the returning characters before, but it gives you a big mystery of what could happen. But definitely, like I said, if we're going to have a big, expansive game here, having a couple more returning characters wouldn't hurt. All right, everyone, that is my 5 things I'd like to see in The Last of Us Part 2. If this video hits 500 likes, we will do a Part 2, probably in the next week or 2. But let me know down below in the comments. Go vote down below in the description for the next video. And please be sure to like and subscribe. Follow me at Twitter, DomTheBombYT, Discord link in the description down below, or my Instagram, DomTheBomb YouTube. Want to thank y'all so much for watching, and let me know what you guys want to see for the next video in the poll. Peace.